Number 25 on the AMC 10, we have a point chosen at random inside square ABCD. Okay, point P. What's the probability AP is neither the shortest nor the longest side of APB? Neither the shortest nor the longest. So what does that mean here? We have that AP could be greater than BP and less than AB, or we could have AB is less than AP less than BP, right? That's kind of because we have our three sides, AP, BP, and AB. So either AP can be bigger than BP and less than AB, or we could have AP is bigger than AB and less than BP, right? So let's explore the probabilities in these cases. We'll do that by finding the areas of these cases and dividing by the total area, which is 1, right? Let's just say the area is 1. We chose a point at random. What fraction of the area falls in any of these cases? Okay, case 1, AP greater than BP less than AB. Okay, first of all, let's focus on AB because that's kind of the crux of this. AP is less than AB. Okay, so let's imagine less than AB. So let's imagine we have this kind of quarter circle, right? For AP to be less than AB, well, that has length AB, that has length AB. All of these are radii AB. P has to be in this circle for AP to be less than AB. Okay, and then so AP is less than AB. P has to be in this kind of quarter circle, but we also have AP is greater than BP. So it has to be in this circle, and let's shade this in. Let's shade this in right here with highlighter here, something like that, right? And then we also have that AP has to be greater than BP. And what does that mean really? That means that, imagine we draw this midpoint line, right? Imagine we draw this midpoint line. And for AP to be greater than BP, it has to lie on this side of the line. Why, you might ask? Well, a simple way to see this is just Pythag theorem, right? This side length is well, imagine we have this point P, right? Both of these side lengths are Pythag theorem with this part and the same height, right? So whichever one has the point P, whichever one, let's say they're both doing Pythag, they both share the same height. So AP will be bigger whenever this part is bigger, and then BP will be bigger whenever this part is bigger. So for AP to be bigger, this part has to be bigger. So that means P has to lie on this kind of half of the grid. So we have really the case we're looking at here is all of this area right over here. This is the area for this orange case. Okay, now what about for, let's say, this blue case over here? AB is less than AP. Okay, here's a change here. AB is less than AP. So now AP has to lie out here somewhere. But here's the change. AP is less than BP. Meaning, AP is less than BP. P has to lie on this side in this case. So it has to lie outside the circle for AP to be greater than AB, but less than BP. So it has to lie in this rectangle over here for AP to be less than BP. So we're looking at this kind of light blue area over here. Right there. So now our question is really just, what's the ratio of these orange and blue areas to the total area of the square? So one way is you can just go brute force it. You can calculate this area individually. Maybe we look at this triangle and we look at this arc, and then we're like, okay, that seems like a mess. And then we do the same thing here. Here's the thing. We don't necessarily have to find each area individually, just their sum. That's all we care about. Okay, so imagine, let's see if you can somehow combine them. Now that seems hard, right? Like this quarter circle, and then we have that. Okay, so the easiest way, maybe it seems like, okay, this rectangle minus this part, right? And then we have this quarter circle minus this part, right? That part is being used so much, let's even give it a name. Let's call it the green region, right? Right, so we have green plus blue green plus blue is going to be equal to the rectangle. Let's just say it's half, right? Let's just say arbitrarily our side length is 1, sorry. So our probability is just the area of this to the ratio of the area of the square, but the area of the square is 1, so that gives us a nice, neat little simplification. So now we're just finding the area, essentially. So green plus blue equals half, right? And then we have green plus orange. Orange plus green is also going to be, it's going to be equal to pi over 4, right? Because 1/4 of a circle. So now we're just trying to solve for orange plus blue. Let's add up these equations. We get 2 times green. I'm not going to draw that big of a circle. Plus this is our answer, right? We have, I'm just going to write blue plus orange equals half plus pi over 4. So now we just have to essentially find out what's this green region, and then we're done, right? Because we're looking for blue plus orange. So what is this green region? What's the simplest way to do this? Well, notice that this part is, that's not what I meant to do. This part is half, right? Our radius of the circle is 1. So that's by 30, 60, 90s over here. We have this is 30 degrees, right? This is going to be root 3 over 2. Root 3 by 2. 1/2 root 3 over 2. That's root 3 over 8. That's going to be the area of that triangle. So, but we're looking for the green region, right? So that's root 3 over 8. Okay, but notice here, that's 60. This is 30. This is just literally 1/12 of our entire circle. So that triangle is root 3 over 8. This part is pi over 12. This kind of, this part over here is pi over 12. So that green region is nothing but root 3 over 8 plus pi over 12. So 2 times that is root 3 over 4 plus pi over 6 plus blue plus orange plus our, let's just say ants, because that's our answer, equals 1/2 plus pi over 4. And now it's simple enough. Ants equals 1/2. So that's pi over 4 minus pi 6, 3 pi over 12 minus 2 pi over 12, pi over 12 plus half minus root 3 over 4. And what are we asked to find? Okay, this is our little bit. Pi plus 6 minus 3 root 3 all over 12, right? Okay, and then we're asked to find a plus b plus c plus d plus e. So that's 1 plus 6. 1 plus 6 plus 3 plus 3 plus 12. That's 25, and giving us an answer of 25. Yeah, this is a really cool problem. The key trick is just realizing what these areas really represent, and then noticing this kind of trick of using the green area as an intermediary. And this area wasn't too bad to find. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one.